whatever you do, don't drink the sangria. Molly's in town, and so is Zoe, and guess what? She's out for revenge. Stay tuned for this and more on this week's Restless Wrap.
Now, let the buzz begin.
Everybody, I'm Rachel Goodman, and I'm here with
Farah, Besharat. Woo!
And we have a very, very, very crazy week, especially with something especially newsworthy that happened with a certain Victor. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to get to our law moment predictions. We do have some actual news with Brighton James, so stay tuned for that. But first, I just want to give everybody a shout out who's in the chat. I have been away for 2 weeks. We haven't been here. I was in Portland. And so thank you to everybody for waiting and still being here with us. We've got Mary in the chat. We have Susan Russo. We have Amy Caraluzzo, Melody Mae Moffat. Aaron Brody's here with us, and I think Doolaman's here. What's happening, he says. And Aaron Brody, hey everyone, I missed you guys so much.
Aww.
We missed you too.
We have such loyal fans.
We do. And I just want to read a couple comments that we had on the show from 2 weeks ago, and then we'll dive right in.
Sure.
So Amy Caraluzzo was talking about Longwood Gardens and how she loves it, especially during the holidays. Mysterio 2, happy birthday, Joe. You have a great wife as our Y&R host. Thank you. Hubby Joe, awesome show in chat. Thanks again, everyone, for the birthday wishes. Rainy J, I keep missing y'all. Hopefully back on track now that summer is over. And then we've got Jazz 411732 telling us the age of Eva LaRue, who's 52, and Jordy, who's 38. So she would have been 14 when she had Ray. And I think we had talked about that too.
Yep.
Yeah. So, okay, we're talking about Ray. I feel like there's so much to say with Ray and Sharon, Sharon and Nick, Chelsea. Okay, let's just start with the sangria moment.
Sure.
And the spiking of the sangria. And like, holy crap, do I have things to say about that?
You guys, I felt like I was at a club in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Because that's literally how people act sometimes.
It was like, first of all, there have been things on Y&R that I've loved in terms of their storytelling, and obviously things that I haven't loved as much. This is probably one of my favorite things they've actually written into the show. Not even just the plot line, but how they executed it and how they tied each different character into this. And it actually did feel realistic, too.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I especially loved about this moment. And I was very... I'm going to say I was uncomfortable, too, and not in a bad way. Uncomfortable, like, oh, this is so well done that I'm feeling discomfort watching this happening.
It felt uncomfortable watching them because you're right. It was so realistic that you felt like it was really happening. Like, it felt like, they were really all sick or they were all high, and you just felt like you were a part of this party. And there's nothing you could do.
And you weren't sure, like, sometimes they really focused on people who were drinking it. So you knew, like, Sharon, you knew Mariah, Tessa, you knew that they really focused on Summer. So, like, you knew certain people, but then other people you weren't sure. Like, Ray had a sangria. It kind of, like, showed that he had some, but it just wasn't, like, certain characters, they really, like, we knew that something bad was going to happen. We also didn't know what drug it was, so that was a whole other thing, because that's, I think, what I loved so much, too, is that there was so much mystery in how they did this.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, well, he put Molly, or she put Molly in the drinks, and so-and-such is drinking it, and this is what's going to happen. No, it was, like, very, like, mysterious.
I think what was also interesting is that the way they included Sharon's mental health issues, incorporated it, and how she, if you could tell, had a crazier reaction than everyone else. And it was because the Molly was interacting with her medication.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really important to kind of shed light on.
And that each character, it really pulled out more of what they were feeling. So with Sharon, we got, like, one, it was combined with her drugs, or with her other drugs, but then two, it pulled out all the emotions she was already feeling.
Yes.
Devon, same thing. He's taking medication, but beyond that, like, so Devon, we know, has struggled with anxiety and panic attacks.
Right.
So, of course,
He was on the couch, poor thing, with heart palpitations.
And he thought, like, literally he was going to die. And I thought, so that's the thing, is that I feel like that's one of the reasons why this was so realistic.
Yeah.
Is that normally when you see this club kind of scene, unless somebody is close to overdosing, usually they just show someone who's high. They don't show that it can be this nerve-wracking experience for a person who, like, usually it's like all fun and games.
Yeah.
But with this, it was like, oh no, like, this is not good. And like with Devon's character, it fit very well because they don't really, like, he kind of, to me, he's type A. And I mean, they don't really stress that, but when I watch him, that's kind of what I've taken from him as a person.
Yeah.
And so seeing this, like, drug affecting him, one, he suffers from panic attacks, but then two, he seems like the kind of person who would not take well to doing drugs.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, to me, like, as someone who doesn't know his history super well, I would guess that he has never had a drug problem or anything, but I don't know because I wasn't watching long enough to know.
Yeah.
But he just strikes me as somebody who would not do hard drugs.
I definitely agree with you.
Yeah. And so, yeah, to me that was realistic. I loved the kind of bonding we got between him and Elena, too.
Yes. I was actually going to mention that. I feel like it really emphasized their relationship and it brought them closer together. And as the audience, I feel like looking into that, it kind of helped solidify their relationship and it made it seem more realistic. Like, I'm actually warming up to them being together now.
And I'm warming up to them, but I think that Hillary and Devon will always have a special place for me in terms of them being a couple.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really touching moment when he went back to his apartment with Elena, or their apartment, I should say, when he said, there was a moment there where I thought I was going to go and be with Hillary and Neil. And that, to me, is like, okay, he loves Elena, but there's a part of him who will always like love these people that were in his life. I mean, of course Neil, but like Hillary, like I loved the almost tribute to her that just because there's somebody new in his life, he isn't. It doesn't mean he's gonna let go.
I agree with you.
His past
I
love.
think losing someone, especially losing someone prematurely, will always affect someone at a higher extent than losing someone of old age or someone that's like expected to leave. And I don't want to go off topic, but I think similar to Billy that's why he's having such a traumatic time with this too, is like losing his child prematurely. It just shows both characters really struggling on overcoming the trauma. And
how certain things can trigger it, like thinking you are going to die. And just what it brings out in you. And so I loved how it came out. I loved how Elena told Devon that she loved him. I felt like it worked. It felt like the right moment. And I could feel the love on screen between the two of them.
I like that moment where she had her head on his chest. And he basically called her out and he's like, I know you're trying to listen to my heartbeat to make sure that it's like beating properly. And she didn't deny it. It was so sweet.
Oh, and just everything, like just the way that she took care of him.
I know.
It was such a tender, loving moment. And it's like one of the reasons why I love this show so much is because of how they, like, when couples are happy. Like Lola and Kyle are happy right now, and I love how they're portraying them. But like Elena and Devon, just the love between the two of them. And even though it's not that, they haven't been together that long, but you can just feel, like, the acting is so good that you can just feel it, like, you know, all, like, how deeply they care for each other.
Let's move on before I start crying.
We can absolutely do that. Here's a good time for us to check in with the chat really fast, too, before we bring everybody to tears. Susan Russo, Mariah was so mad when Theo said he enjoyed watching her and Tessa on the dance floor. Yeah, that's a good time for us to talk about Theo. And I don't trust Theo. I don't like him. I don't like how he hit on Tessa. That was so awkward.
So inappropriate.
It pissed me off. Like, dude, she's with somebody, number one. But like, just like, if he had been hitting on anybody who was like, who had a partner already, it really pisses me off. The nerve of that guy.
Not only does she have a partner, she's not sexually attracted to the male species.
And yet he kept trying.
And he was so rude about it. I don't believe in labels. Like, how about I'm not attracted to you or
and even
males.
Like whether and like I think that you have a really good point, but I also feel like whether she was straight or gay, he should have respected her boundaries. Like not and like get off his like, you know,
high horse.
Yeah, stop being such a narcissist. Not everybody's going to be attracted to him.
Yeah.
And so I just but if we go back to like the whole if we go back to the sangria incident at the gala, I don't like him. I don't like how he treats people. But that moment when Summer and Theo first realized that they were high, when Summer was starting to freak out, I feel like Theo was the best person for her to be with because he had experience with that and he knew how to handle it.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, no, you're gonna be fine. I'm gonna go check us in to that hotel room.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. And just the way that he talked to her in that moment, it actually made me like him. Like for that split moment, I was like, okay, he's really being kind to her.
Yeah.
Like in a moment where she really needs somebody.
Yeah, I mean, he could definitely be far worse of a human. I mean, especially when she was like under, you know, drugs. Yeah. So.
Yeah, he could definitely be worse. But to me, that was a redeeming moment, even though I still don't like him.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. And I almost feel like I want him and Summer to be together.
They are together.
Well, I thought that they have like a relationship,
like an open relationship.
Yeah. Like I feel like they're together, but he still is not quite committed to her.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, so
You're
I feel
right.
like I kind of want them to be more
committed.
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to say about Theo and just everything going on with Summer too. Then we had Phyllis step in. And she, like I was kind of, I wasn't expecting her. Like she always surprises me, especially with Michelle's rendition of Phyllis.
Yeah.
But for her to step in and then try to blackmail Abby and Chelsea, how did you feel about that?
I mean, listen, you shouldn't blackmail people, but if you're gonna do it the way Phyllis does it. She is such a boss.
Yeah.
I mean, she is always on top. It's like she always knows what she's doing.
She's very sly.
She's so sly. She's so calculated.
And I love that when Chelsea and Abby were like, well, how did you get this footage? She didn't even have to say much. Just, hello,
I know
hacker.
how to hack.
Yeah. So it was just kind of crazy that, I mean, and everybody thought that she was the one who had done this too and spiked it.
Yeah. But it's like, why would you want your child to be under the influence too?
Exactly, yeah. And I mean, I kind of feel like Phyllis had every reason to be the person to spike the drinks, but I feel like people accusing her of that doesn't make sense because she would have done it a different way.
Exactly.
She would have sabotaged them. She would have sabotaged them for sure.
Yeah.
And I was expecting her to do something.
Yeah.
I was expecting Adam to do something too, just because. But yeah, like drugging people and potentially killing people in the process, I don't think that's Phyllis's thing.
Well, she's kind of indirectly drugging Victor right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Okay. I think it's time to move on to talking about Victor then. Okay, you think he's dead or do you think
I don't think he's dead. They're not going to kill him. They're not going to kill him.
When I Googled this, because I was really curious, there was a video that popped up and was like the 8 different times that Victor has died. And then someone, like, one of the rumors is suggesting that it's just Nate and Victor are working together and they basically are faking Victor's death so that they can come back and get Adam in a different way. And what I think, this is kind of prediction territory, but we're here, so I'm just going to talk about it.
Do it.
What I think is that Victor, he knew about what Adam was doing with the pills before he ever took one. I think somehow he either he knew before he started taking them, or he suspected it, or he knew right after. And Nate knew from doing the blood work, and that they were like, okay, let's just play Adam at his own game then. And
I think that sounds feasible. However, I don't know if he would want to put his wife and children under such agony.
See, I think he would because I think so because there's a really old episode from Y&R where he did the exact. It was a different situation, but Nikki thought he was dead, and this is back. This had to have been back in like the 80s, like early 80s. Okay. So not that old, but like
basically our age.
Yeah. So okay. 30 plus years ago.
Yeah.
And it was just Nikki thought he was dead, and she was literally standing over his grave, and he appeared out of nowhere and said, I'm not actually dead. I had to fake my death. Okay. So I don't know the circumstances, but like I wouldn't put it past him to do the same exact thing. Okay. Even now after everything that's happened, and who knows, maybe Nikki knows.
But we've seen them in private moments where nobody else is around, and you can see her like genuine concern for him.
Yeah, and so I don't know, like that could be wrong, but
it's definitely better than him actually dying. So.
Because I just don't. After everything that Eric Braeden was saying about not wanting to leave the show,
I don't
think that they would do it this way. No. And if he was gonna really die, it would be this huge, like really big ordeal.
Absolutely.
And I kind of feel like it wouldn't be that sudden.
No,
that was just so random. Like we could see that he was struggling.
Yeah.
But then he went from struggling to just dead and no pulse.
Listen, I feel like it would be publicity gold if he was actually leaving the show. I think rumors would be swirling, people would be chirping, like there's no way such a huge character, not only of Young and the Restless, but of daytime television in its entirety, would be killed off the show, and like all the publications and everyone wouldn't know about it months in advance.
He's too iconic.
Oh my god, he's such an icon.
And even if we didn't know for sure, there would be rumors, and I'm not seeing anything online that is even hinting at it. And then it's just like the first thing that came up was all the times Victor's died.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of feeling like this is just one of those cases, and that Nikki may or may not be like in the loop, but maybe it's better that she's not in the loop, because then she won't have to act. And I'm sure that's what he'll say to her too. Exactly. I couldn't tell you the truth, because if I did, like I knew that you wouldn't be able to pretend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y&R, you've made me cry before.
Yeah.
But I'm holding my tears for now.
Me too. I'm gonna wait because I don't know for sure. Yeah. And I'm just gonna like act like this is just some kind of trickery.
Yeah.
And that it's not like, because I feel like we really would hear more about it, and that it would be all over.
Yep.
I mean, it might. I don't think so.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think so. All right. So before we go any further, did you have an announcement that you wanted to make?
Yeah, we have an announcement to make every week, and we just want to continuously thank you guys for always tuning in and making us the ESPN of TV talk. If you're watching us on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe to our channel and also give us a thumbs up. And also, if you are watching us on iTunes, please give us 5 stars. But wherever you are watching us, please keep the comments coming so we can continue interacting with you, because honestly, that's the best part of doing what we do.
Yeah.
So thanks again for supporting us and helping us do what we love.
And speaking of interaction, we have a couple of comments that I should definitely read right now. Aaron Brody, Victor faked his death when he was married to Sharon. And then Aaron also says, Victor says he's not going to leave the show. He's staying until he dies.
Ooh.
So good. I appreciate that. And then Aaron Brody, this is a little bit further up. Victor is not dead. Like 500 exclamation points. Let me just make sure there's nobody else that I missed here. Todd Beaton, last time Victor faked his death, it was 2012.
Oh.
So, and then Mary says, not very convincing. Nikki, she would have gotten more hysterical losing Victor. So Mary seems to think, like me, that Nikki might be in on it.
Oh, okay.
Which would make sense, because, maybe at first Nikki really thought something was happening, but I guarantee that blood work told them everything they needed to know. And that Nikki and they probably before they got the whole family together, because why would they have gotten Adam to go? I don't think Victor would have been.
You're right.
Why would Nikki have been the one to text Adam? It wouldn't have happened. And I just feel like this is all another
Okay.
Victor's doing, but we'll see
Okay,
what happens.
sure.
Okay, so I feel like we should talk about Billy really fast and then
Yes.
just move on to some of our segments.
Okay, sure.
So Billy,
Yeah.
that's getting crazy.
I feel so bad for her.
I feel really bad. I'm so happy Victoria.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that Chloe brought Victoria in.
Me too. He needs her there right now.
Yeah, and I feel like it's the biggest struggle has been watching their relationship kind of not fall apart, because it isn't like that, but I just feel like his illness, I'm going to call it an illness for now, has kind of been making him very distant from Victoria.
Yeah. No, of course it's been affecting his relationship. It's been affecting his entire life. And while I do agree with you, I think there is some kind of illness there that still doesn't explain everything else that's been going on, like the doll that showed up, the writing on the walls. I really want some clarity on all that.
Yeah. So how do you feel about everything that happened with the accident or almost accident, I guess I should say?
I think it's definitely weird that he doesn't remember it.
Yeah, it's very weird.
So like you said, I'm assuming there's some kind of mental health issue going on there.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm still up in the air, like you said, the doll.
Yeah.
But who knows what could be going on with that and who's planting it there.
Right.
But it would happen very at really random moments though. So I'm not sure if it's I think that either way it is an illness on some level, because I think that this has taken a toll on his mental health.
Yeah.
And so now, what I'm really interested in is this idea that every time he wakes up, they don't know which Billy they're going to get, and that he's very, he's going through these mood swings. I almost wonder if what they're trying to do is hint at multiple personality disorder.
Oh my god.
Because that could explain it too. Yeah.
That could really explain it.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm guessing. And that could explain, because then he might not remember himself putting the doll there.
You're right.
And it's this different guy.
You're right.
And it explains the sleepwalking, and it just explains everything. So that could be what he's going through, and he's been through so much recently that just going through getting to that point where he's just mentally drained and exhausted could have provoked that mental illness to come out.
Of all of your predictions, I would have to say I give that one 5 stars. I think that sounds awesome. I think that,
we'll see if I'm right.
Yeah, we'll keep watching.
We'll put that on the
out.
Yeah. All right. So, did you have anything else you wanted to say about Billy before we move on to our segments?
No, let's move on to our segments.
Okay. All right. So first, let's get to our news.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, so we have a couple of pictures. The first one I'm especially proud of. Yes, you are seeing correctly. That is me and Brighton James, aka Devon from The Young and the Restless. I met him today, this very morning at the Nautica Triathlon in Malibu, California.
So cool.
It was very early morning. I was there at 6, and yes, I am very tired right now, but it was worth it because I got to meet him. He is a very, very nice person. He was there with Brittany Sarpy, who has been on the show. Brittany plays Elena, for anyone who does not know that. But they were both very nice. I got to interview them. I'm going to put up the footage. We might not be able to salvage the Brighton James footage, but the Brittany Sarpy footage we will definitely put up. But yes, I met him and I asked him if he would ever come on the show. He said he would love to, so we're going to try and reach out and get him on here.
Yay!
So that's my news. And then we had a couple of other pictures just of the event. Brittany Sarpy and Brighton James were just kind of hanging out together, getting ready to run. When I talked to them, Brittany told me that this was her second year doing it, and she got she got Brighton James to join her. So, and also when I was talking to them about their favorite shows that they've been watching, they are recommending to anybody who is interested that you try out the show Euphoria. And then also they are loving the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I have to second their recommendation because that movie is amazing if you like Quentin Tarantino. So yeah, those are just some pictures from the event. I had a blast and I figured we would include it for the news.
That's awesome, Rachel.
Yeah.
This question is totally from left field, but do you think they're actually dating in real life?
I think they might be.
Oh my god, I can't.
I don't know how much I should get into this on the show without
get
being
into it. Okay. Get into it.
Oh, okay. So, and I'm so sorry if this is not true, but when they were telling me about their favorite shows to watch,
They've been watching it together.
I interviewed them separately, so they didn't hear their interviews.
I can't.
She told me the shows first, and he didn't overhear her, and then she went back.
I'm gonna cry.
And then he came over and told me the same shows. And then he told me that she got him into the shows.
Wait.
And that she got him to do the triathlon. So I am thinking, okay, maybe it's happening. And that's why, like, watching Elena and Devon on, I was especially touched because I was like, oh, this could be real.
Girl, you are spilling the tea. Round of applause, Rachel.
So yes, like, I totally ship them though.
Wow.
And like, you could just feel the energy and the chemistry between them. So either they are just really close because of their characters, or they're actually dating and it's amazing, and they are both really amazingly nice people. So I'm happy about this.
That sounds amazing. And maybe that's why their relationship on screen is
so organic.
Is resonating with us so much off screen, because it does seem so organic and real.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing I want to say too is that not Devon. See, I keep saying Devon because when I met Brighton James, here's a little story. There was something going on with my camera where it was like whitewashing it.
Okay.
And he literally, like, nobody else pointed it out. Brighton James was like, hey, P.S., like, you should check your camera. But the way that he said it was not like me. He said it like Devon would. And I'm like, oh, this guy is just like his character. I'm like, holy crap. I was like, I'm meeting Devon.
This is juice for my soul.
Yeah.
Like, real life Y&R couple. Like, I feel like this hasn't. Oh, this did happen with Victoria and her husband in real life.
Yeah.
Because they're actually married. What's her real name?
They were married and they got divorced.
They're not married anymore?
No.
When did they get a divorce?
They got divorced right before, like, I think it was 2017 they got divorced. And then he came on the show in 2018, did the whole, like, JT storyline thing. I think he might have been on before 2018, but I think it was right after they had gotten divorced. And, you know, if I'm wrong, please, any fan out there,
you can married, but wow, okay.
They are not married. And when he came back as JT and the whole murder storyline, they were no longer married. And one of the things that I thought was amazing was the fact that these two people who had been married and divorced
could still work together professionally.
And they had beautiful chemistry.
Oh, that's great.
That's why I was like, holy crap, why are they not married? But obviously, it's, obviously there's reasons why.
This is awesome.
Yeah, but so that's your gossip for this week on the Restless Wrap. I think that we should get to our predictions.
Okay.
Oh, no, wait.
What? Our low moment?
Yeah.
Let's do our low moment.
Thank you.
Yeah!
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. What was your low moment?
So I have mine up on screen if you guys want to take a look at it. It's a video. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you're drooling. Just give me everything that you have. Seriously? You think I'm just going to hand this over to you for free?
You want us to pay you?
Oh, don't worry. I'm not going to steal the money that you got from your poor dead husband, and I'm not going to try to break into the Naked Heiress trust fund. Don't worry about that. I just want what's rightfully mine, what I should have had in the first place.
A steak and a Grand Phoenix.
You know what, Abby?
You're smarter
You're
than you
smarter
look.
than you look.
Look at her face, though. So that was hilarious, and
I love Michelle.
Their whole so it's funny because you and I did not talk about our law moments ahead of time, and I picked one with the three of them too.
Oh, really?
Different moment.
Oh,
but
okay.
I picked the whole thing with Phyllis, like right before the sangria incident, where Phyllis goes up to them and literally says, "I'll take a Shirley Temple."
Yes. I love that
Chelsea's
too.
reaction is childish.
Childish.
Very on brand. I was like, yes. Hilarious. So now let's actually get to our predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Ooh, you go first.
Okay, so aside from my Billy multiple personality disorder, I do not think that Victor is dead. I think that it's going to be this whole scheme against Adam. I think Nikki knows. I also think that Sharon is going to get back with Ray. I'm upset it isn't Nick, but
I know.
but I think that we're going to get a Ray and Sharon, but in the previews that we saw for next week, we saw that Sharon actually went and like, you know, hung out with Jack, and who's, at least that's the way they make it look, because he's kind of going through his own growing pain situation too, and so they're making it look like they might have something going on. I don't know how I feel about that, but that's my prediction, that's where they're going. But yeah, like I kind of feel like Ray and Sharon are gonna get back together though.
Okay. We didn't talk about this.
Yeah.
The kiss between Summer and
Kyle. Yeah.
We didn't talk about that, but I feel like that kiss is actually going to affect Kyle and Lola's relationship.
I think so too. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's one of my predictions, is that kiss is going to linger on, especially since it's on the internet and it was like a video of it was posted. I do agree with you that I think Sharon is going to get back with what's his name? Ray, I'm sorry. But okay, yes, talking about that preview.
Yeah.
Maybe something's going to happen between Sharon and Jack too?
Maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah, of course, my first thought when Victor died is, oh, Nikki can go be with Jack now.
Oh.
But I don't think Victor's really dead.
He's
so.
not dying, people.
No. If Victor's dead, then there's going to be a ghostly visit from Victor.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For the entirety of the rest of Eric Braden's life.
Yeah, we got it from John Abbott for like a few years. They cut that, unfortunately, but we got that when he first died. Were you watching back when he first died?
I was, yeah. So, all right. Did you have any other predictions, or was that?
No, that's it.
Okay. Well, let me just see if there's any. We have some comments here, so I'm going to read a couple. Duelman, I predict Theo will reveal he and Kyle were lovers. Yes, I agree. There's just too much going on between them for that not to have been a thing. DJ says, Lola joked that Theo acts like a jealous ex. I think that Theo is Kyle's jealous ex, and that his continued presence in Genoa City is a silent threat to expose their previous romantic relationship.
Especially because he said, I don't believe in labels.
Exactly. And then Todd Beaton says, when casting Adam Josh, Sharon Gian said Mark should play Adam. Sharon Case in the interview said Adam is Sharon's true love. Yeah, they have. I've seen all kinds of interviews saying that like Nick and Sharon are endgame. So, yeah. So I think one more comment. Todd Beaton says Jack and Sharon were married in 2007 to 2009. Yeah, that I thought I had heard that they did. They were involved. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised, and maybe it would be good for them. So, Farah, where can everybody find you?
Well, you can't, because I'm taking a social media break.
That is a
much
good answer.
Needed. So you can find me. I know. I'm sorry. I'm so boring, but I'll be here next week. If you really miss me, you can catch me here.
And you can always find any of us at Restless Wrap on Facebook. My name is Rachel Goodman. You can always go there. I am on Instagram at Rach Goodman, or on reverse that. I am on Twitter at Rach Goodman, or on Instagram at my author name, which is Rachel Radner Author. And if you like to read and you love soapy kind of books like mine, you can go to Facebook, and I have my at Rachel Radner Facebook group for my books. So thank you guys. Until next week, we will catch you later. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.